the ancient city of Ephesus. House of Virgin Mary and Ephesus are nearby. By the way, let me tell you one thing. Ephesus, well, in our country there are over 3,000 places to visit, but Ephesus is at the top of the list. It is the best ancient place to visit in my country, in Turkey. So I'm sure you will fall in love with Ephesus. Any of you ever been to this area before? No? Okay, I'm sure you will fall in love with Ephesus. And then, after visiting the house and the ancient city of Ephesus, we will come back to this town. On the way back, we are going to have the cultural, the traditional part of our tour. That's where we are going to be served snacks, Turkish pastries, and refreshments like apple tea, Turkish tea, raki, coffee, and all of these. I will tell you about them. So this is the program of the day. By the way, we have a map in here. Let me show you a few places on the map. This is my country, Turkey. Right. Now, as you may know, my country, Turkey, is divided between Europe and Asia. The big part of this country, Turkey, is in Asia. We have a small land in Europe. So Turkey is divided between Europe and Asia. There are two straits in here, combining European side to the Asian side. One of those straits is in Istanbul. Istanbul is located right in here, and I'm sure you've heard of Istanbul. It's like New York, the biggest and the most crowded city of the country. Are you going to Istanbul from here? Oh, that's not. This is the only port for you in Turkey. Okay, so Istanbul is in here. Half of Istanbul is in Europe, the other half is in Asia. So it is divided between two continents. And the strait in here in Istanbul is called Bosphorus. There's the strait in here. There's an inland sea. Then down to the inland sea there is another strait combining Europe to Asia. Around this strait there is Troy. Have you heard of Troy? The wooden horse, Trojan horse. Troy, Gallipoli, located in here. So two straits combining European side to the Asian side. Istanbul is the biggest and the most crowded city of the country. Let me put it that way. The total population of Turkey is around 84 million. 23 million live in Istanbul. 23 million. It is not only Turkish people there, but it's people from everywhere. It is the cosmopolitan city. And after Istanbul comes Ankara. In the center of the country, Ankara is the capital city of Turkey. Here, Ankara, right in the heart of the country, we say. And there is Izmir here as the third biggest city. Izmir, today's Izmir is ancient Smyrna. You might have heard of this too. It's mentioned in the Bible, Smyrna. Let me show you where you are today. Right in here. This is Kuşadası. So, you are on the western coast of the Asian part of Turkey, right in here. This is Kuşadası by the Aegean Sea here. This is the Aegean Sea, right? Up to the north, there's Black Sea. To the south, Mediterranean. So my country, Turkey, is surrounded by three different seas. Black Sea, Mediterranean in here, and the Aegean Sea. So that is the Aegean Sea you see in here. So this is where you are today. Kuşadası is right in here. Our neighbors are Greece and Bulgaria to the northwest corner. Here we have Georgia, Armenia, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. Those are all our border neighbors, and sometimes it's a lot of politics around the country. And so in the eastern part of my country here, we have a large lake, Lake Van it is called. Next to the lake, near the Armenian border, there stands the highest mountain of Turkey. Have you heard of Mount Ararat? You know, of Noah's Ark land. So stays here to the eastern part of our country. And we speak Turkish in here. It's the official language. We use lira, Turkish lira. But in holiday areas like Kuşadası, you don't need to exchange your currency into liras. They accept dollars, euros, or the other foreign currencies. That will be easier for you. 96% of the people living in this country are Muslims. Islam is the common religion in here. But in big cities like Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, we have synagogues, churches and mosques side by side. Non-Muslims living in the country have got their freedom of worship, which is really nice. And although the majority of the people are Muslims, this is not an Islamic state. We have got the full Western legal system in here. It's a secular state in here. The religion and the government are separate. And we owe this freedom in this country to our hero. You might have heard of Atatürk, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the great leader of Turks. After the First World War, we were defeated. That was the Ottoman Empire back then, not the Turkish Republic. So we joined the war, we were defeated, and the country of Turkey was divided. And Atatürk was the head of the army. He started the independence war, and it took like 4 years to regain our independence. And he established a Turkish Republic in 1923. He separated the religion and the government. He made it a secular state. So since then, although the majority of the people are Muslims, this is not an Islamic state. We have got the full Western legal system in here. I mean, you can take me as an example. I am Turkish, I'm Muslim, but I've never worn, those black dresses, hijab, or I've never covered my head. Nobody has ever forced me to pray or to cover my head. So we are very happy living in a free country with the majority of Muslims. Now, on your left hand side, please do not miss the beautiful view. The port can be seen, marina, and an island which is called Pigeon Island, just outside the mainland. It was separate once, but they connected the walkway, and they connected the island to the mainland. They built the walkway. So how about your countries? How many of you are from the United States? All right, the majority. Canada? All right, England? Any other country? Mexico? All right, so very nice to see all of you here in my country. Welcome to Turkey again. I forgot to tell you, but please, for your own safety, keep the armrests up, right? And fasten the seat belts. This is necessary.